Dandavat pranams in the dust of the lotus feet of my spiritual masters. Nitya Lila Vishnu Vishnupaj Machala Govinda Goswami Maharaj. Nitya Lila Vishnu Vishnupaj Machala Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada. Nitya Lila Vishnu Vishnupaj Machala Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj and all our Rupanuja Guru Bhaga, Puja Vedanta Acharyas and Vaishnava and Vaishnavis headed by Shri Prabhuji. So, yesterday we were speaking about the conception of the soul, and many devotees expressed their realizations. It was very nice. Thinking about the same today, I was pondering about how can we understand who we are, and according to our constitutional position. And so you can understand that the soul, being distinct from Krishna as a potency, as qualitatively is the same, but quantitatively there is a very big difference. The soul is like molecule of the sun that is very, very small, and by itself is dependent on the Lord's grace to perform any activities, especially in this environment. We can see that this creation is not coming from any one of the living entities, as sometimes people think we are the creators. We cannot create anything. Everything is given like a grant. Grant means like a gift from the Lord. And so, by His grace, we are in this environment. Otherwise, we are nowhere. And because of the nature of this world, Maya, avidya is predominant. And avidya, covering our intelligence, makes us forget our eternal relationship with Krishna. So, in this deeply absorbed in ignorance, we move about in this world, which is very, very illusory in the senses that it tricks the mind of everyone, making them think that they are someone very important in this world. By nature, the soul is not enjoyer. To try to enjoy something when it is incompatible with the nature of the soul is only a pretense. To pretend that we can enjoy the world is called illusion. It's not possible. But only thinking ourselves great, not like a molecule, but like the sun, thinking we have position, we have power, and we try to move about and live in this world with this type of designation. I am such and such. I am king, I am this, I am that. This is only designation due to ignorance that we impose upon us. But actually, all this designation, all these positions or so-called power we have in this world can be destroyed in a second. Death is there at the corner. And even without dying, we can see that. We are so weak that anything can remove our, we can be removed from any position. Even our health can be completely destroyed in a few minutes. Look at, in the past, how many kings got, how do you say, malediction? Curse. And they lost everything in a minute. Like great people thought they were so powerful. They misused their power. And in a second, they got cursed and they lost everything. In the case of Shakatasura, in his previous life, I told the other day, Utskach, he lost his whole body because he misused his power. And one Lomaharshi cursed him, and in a second he lost everything. So we shouldn't think we are so great and be very proud of us in this world, thinking, oh, I am standing on my own feet and I am gathering power from this, my position here, from this world. Actually, just like the sun rays, they touch this earth everywhere. And they act according to their nature. But the power of the sun rays is not coming from this place. Although sun rays is everywhere, sunshine is everywhere, but it is not coming from this place. It's coming from the sun. Yeah. So we shouldn't think that we belong to this world. Yeah. We should think, oh, I belong to the world of souls, the world of transcendental energy, Swarup Shakti. And so, because of being so much in confusion, being in this world, swallow, just like on sand, quicksand. Somebody puts his foot on quicksand, very, very fast, he will be absorbed and he will die. In the same way, the nature of this material energy acts exactly like that. That when we come in touch, then we become absorbed and we become lost into it. And then we forget everything, our relationship with Krishna or our relationship with Him. So, when we come close to the conception of the soul by the mercy of Guru, Shastra and Sadhus, then we can understand who we are. We can understand that the soul has no power, being only dependent, like a potency. We have not like Krishna, a certaining that I am such and such. I can enjoy everything, everything is mine. I am the owner and proprietor of the all universes. The soul understands this, that has no power, depending completely on Krishna's mercy, on Krishna's grace. And so therefore he has no pretense, no vanity. He feels a natural humility, thinking, if Krishna wants, then I get something from him. If he doesn't want, then I am nowhere. He can do or mar with me. He has all rights. I have no right. The soul cannot say, I have the right to be in such and such position, because he is just a servant, like a slave. And slave has no right. He cannot say, hey, why don't you do this for me, or why don't you do that for me? So if we can understand this and work on that side of our identity, like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he said, I have no love for Krishna. How can I have love for Krishna and live at the same time tolerating this separation from him? I rather took my life away by throwing myself in the Ganges. But some people said, but you are always crying in separation from Krishna. And Mahaprabhu said, no, this is only a pretense. I do this because I want people to think I am very spiritually advanced. But actually, I am pretending. I have no love for Krishna. So those who have the most love for Krishna, they always say, I don't have anything. They never think they have something. Look at Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami also, thinking I am lower than the stool of dogs. I am more sinful than Jagai and Madhava. There is not one sinful activity that I have not done 1,000 times. So to think we are spiritually advanced is a mistake. We shouldn't think like that. It's a trick of Maya. Only those who are in Maya think they have something to show, some power, some advancement, some opulence. but this can be taken away in a second. So devotees, they never boast themselves that I have this, I am that, I have achieved realization, and I am so advanced like this. This is the quality of a materialistic person. Devotee never thinks like this. He is very, very humble. Because he knows Krishna is giving. Without Krishna's giving, I have nothing. I cannot get. So devotees only think I can get if I can convince Krishna that I need a connection with him. My whole sadhana bhakti process is to convince Krishna, oh my Lord, I need a connection with you, otherwise I am nowhere, I have nothing. And when Krishna gives little mercy, then the next moment we also should think, I have nothing, please give me more mercy, or give me mercy, I never got any mercy. And going on like this in a very humble state of mind, then the devotee progressively, he makes his journey back to the spiritual world. So the only capacity, the only power that the soul has is to be the receptacle of Krishna's mercy. He has no other power. No other power. He can only receive Krishna's mercy, and that is his only exclusive potency. He has no other potency to do anything else. So we should work on that side of ourselves, that, oh, I am so mean, I am so wretched and destitute, I am so low, sinful like this. Then when the Lord sees that we are very humble and keeping our consciousness in that state, then He gives His mercy. He gives us some position. Otherwise we have no position. Then we, when the Lord is attracted by our moods of surrender and service, then He comes and gives us His mercy, His grace. Then we can think, oh, I have a position in the Lord's family. Otherwise, no. So we depend only and exclusively on the mercy of the Lord and His representative. Lord is giving His grace and mercy through His representative. This is the way He chooses to do it. So we have to accept this and surrender to His representative. Otherwise, we will not get anything. If we go to the Spirit, to Krishna directly and say, oh my Lord, give me your mercy, He will say, no, I don't have anything. I gave everything to my devotee. You approach my devotee and then He will give you my mercy, which is his possession. Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is very, very powerful, like the sun. But who can absorb the sun rays? It's very, very powerful. But the same mercy is reflected through the moon. That is Nityananda. Nityananda is Akanda Guru Tattva. And the moon is the sun rays which is reflected and comes in a very soothing way. And this we can absorb. So Guru, Nityananda, these are the personalities that if we approach them, then they will cover ourselves with their mercy. They will shower us with their mercies. Then we will be graced, and then we will come to the process of transcendental self-realization. Otherwise, very difficult. So we are completely dependent. We shouldn't put ourselves outside of the dependence of the devotees and Krishna's representative, and always be surrendered to their will. And in this way, everything will come in our force. We don't have to do anything else. So I'll just now stop my little speech. Thank you very much for your presence. Dhanyavad.
Okay. Things in conclusion, within purport, nicely distributing for us. Polar then will be inspired with his Maharaj. And
ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वक्षकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो। First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat pranams to the lotus feet of our most worshipful Srila Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishtam, Vishnupad, Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, to Arupanuga Guru Varga, to all the assembled Vaishnavas. So Maharaj, our Shruti Maharaji has discussed about the jiva's condition, especially in relation to Maya, and the way to be able to attain the jiva's perfect condition as servant of Sri Krishna. Maharaj has been touching the point of humility, he's been touching the point of Maya. In this regard, I would just like to explain or express my ideas. Indeed, we know how wonderful is Maya. Now, we know that Krishna has his Swarup Shakti, and this Swarup Shakti manifests or transforms to like 3 different manifestations. First, as its original manifestation, as the Swarup Shakti herself, or the Chit Shakti, and that's in the spiritual world. Then there's actually the external manifestation, or called the Maya Shakti, which is like a reflection of the real thing. Then another manifestation of this Shakti is the Tatastha Shakti, which is like in between the marginal energy, and that's the Jiva. So the Jiva, being marginal, he has actually the freedom, the choice, where he can actually surrender, or where he chooses to be, either in the internal energy, or in the Chit Shakti, or in the Maya Shakti, the external energy. So now, Maya means that which is like not real. So in this world, we can actually see how wonderful is Maya. Like, especially here in India, and we see it like even in Vrindavan. We see it like every morning how like pigs, they go around, and you know what's their breakfast? They go and like eating stool. And really, if we think about that, we can actually appreciate how wonderful Maya is. Like for the pigs, and then we can see like how much they're enjoying eating stool. And like they're relishing, and they're even fighting. But for us, we're looking at it as like how disgusting. And really, if you think, this is Maya. And it's just a matter of like how different degrees. Like now, for us also, we may think how much we're enjoying in this world, enjoying in like all these like material facilities, eating, sleeping, mating, fighting, all these different animal propensities. But to those devotees, to the actual sadhus, who are freed from this illusion, then they can actually see how terrible the condition of the jivas. So for us, we may think like how we're enjoying so much, but really, if this Maya is removed, then we can understand like, oh, how stupid I am. So there was even the story of Indra. One time, Indra, I forgot the story, he became a pig. He was cursed. He became a pig. And now we know Indra is the king of heaven. And even Lord Brahma, he told Indra, hey, go back to your post, go back to heaven. But he didn't want to go. Then it's like, go back there. And then he said, like, what, is there fresh stool in that place? So, like, and then only when Lord Brahma, like, I think sprinkled some water, and then his Maya has been removed. Then he realized his, like, the stupidity of his condition, or the how he was in illusion. So like this, actually Maya is personified by the devotee. We know Maya Devi is Parvati, or Shiv, Shakti, Durga. They're actually also devotees of Krishna, but that is their role. That is their role, because we have to understand, Krishna, the nature of love is never by force. Krishna gives freedom, gives like chance for the jiva to try to do whatever he thinks is for him his independence. So, and in a way that the jiva will also learn. So for those jivas, see, the jiva is tatashta. He has the choice, and he can actually see the spiritual. It is said in Jaiva Dharma that he is like a fish. The fish has two eyes, and it's actually if you look at the structure of a fish, like both eyes, they're not like in front. They're both on the different like sides. So it's like one side can look on the spiritual world, and the other side is looking on the material world. And he actually has the choice where to go. And we should understand that this is also very deep, because it is not just, like sometimes we have the idea that, oh, like we made a wrong choice before, now that's why we are in the spiritual, in the material world. But actually this choice is going on right now. The choice, like for now, Gurudev was giving us Diksha, and he is actually showing to us the spiritual world. So now we have actually visioned, oh, this is the spiritual world. And at the same time, we're seeing the material world. So then we're actually seeing both worlds now. And now we have the choice where to go. So, like, but it is said that this is the wonderful thing with Maya, because Krishna is giving whatever the jiva desires. For those jiva who doesn't desire to go to the spiritual world, they think they are the supreme enjoyer, or they think they're the enjoyer. So then this world is given to them. But we know you can never enjoy really in this world. This world is a place of suffering. So for that to be able for them to have, Krishna has provided this facility so that they will also think that they're enjoying, and therefore this is also one mercy of Krishna. Maya is there. Otherwise, we will never think that we're enjoying. So it's also Krishna's arrangement that, okay, for those who want to enjoy, okay, I'll give you this world, but it's like a learning center. You may try to enjoy, but ultimately later on you will learn that this is not your home. But still, you attempt to enjoy here, but he's also giving that Maya so that you think that you'll enjoy. But ultimately later on, this Maya will give punishment. So in this world, there's many laws. There's the law of karma. There's the law of yeah, there's karma, there's the laws of nature, and all the laws that you have to follow, like rules and etiquette, and even in material dealings, you have to follow certain things. So like this world is like a school, and for us, for the jiva to attain like perfection, he has to undergo like many experiences, and But it is said that the only way to be able to attain real perfection is you have, like in any school, you have to have a teacher. So therefore, there's also in a school you have to have books. And so Krishna, aside from giving Maya, he's also giving a way for the jiva to be able to progress and come out and graduate from the school. And really, like in a school, you study and then finally you graduate and then you're posted to your whatever like job later on. Now these are all material examples, but same way when the jiva finally learned, and like yesterday we mentioned, when he asked, what is the purpose of my life? What is really the goal of life? Then Krishna also will help them. Maya will see this and will also, depends on the desire of the jiva, then she will also try to stay far away. We can actually pray to Maya, and therefore, like even the gopis have given the example, when they're doing Katyayani Vrat, externally they're praying to Mahamaya Katyayani. But then of course it's a very deep understanding that they're acknowledging Mahamaya Katyayani like he is like the Ishwari in this world. But she's actually a reflection to the real Ishwari in the spiritual world. And that's Yogamaya, who is an expansion to the real like Ishwari Shrimati Radhika. So they're doing some vrat and they're praying that they'll be free from all these attachments of this world, and they only want to become the maidservant of Shri Krishna. So when the jiva actually desire to be able to go back or to be able to attain the actual condition, the perfect state, what Prabhuji has mentioned yesterday, Swarup Siddhi, then there will always be help. There's Shastra, they're like books in school that will help the student. And of course there's the sadhus and there's the guru. So in the morning times, Prabhuji has been reading Prem Bhakti Chandrika or Narottam Das Thakur, and he has mentioned even before, like how first there's Guru Padashray, then of course there's Diksha, then Shiksha. But this Guru Padashray for the jiva, this is actually the beginning. Guru Padashray means taking shelter of the lotus feet of Shri Guru. The jiva in this world, unless he finds shelter, then he's always going to be troubled by his senses, his mind, and all these different material elements of by Maya. But therefore he has to take shelter of someone powerful. So unless he finds a guru, then he can never really take protection. So first, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there's 64 principles or 64 angas of bhakti. It begins with Guru Padashray. But it doesn't mean that after Guru Padashray, then you leave that, and then when you get Diksha, you're beyond Guru Padashray. Guru Padashray is there from the very beginning up to the end. It's like in the stages of bhakti, it starts with Shraddha, then Sadhu Sangha. But all the other parts, the beginning will always continue up to Prem. And it's just blooming. It's like a flower blooming. So when someone gets Diksha, when someone gets Shiksha, Guru Padashray will always be there. And really, Guru Padashray means, and you will understand when someone is really taking shelter of Shri Guru, because life will be very easy. lives is going to be very peaceful. Sometimes devotees, they always, like, they think that spiritual life has to be something big. Like, they make all this ambition, like, I have to do this. We're gonna conquer the world. We're gonna, like, make all these, like, different achievements. But you only need to take shelter of Shri Guru, and how is that? Follow all his instructions. First thing is chant Harinam. Just do the best way so you can chant your Harinam nicely, do your sadhana nicely. And then, really, you are under his protection. If you're just following sincerely what his instructions are, this is Guru Padashray. Chanting his mantra and hearing his Harikatha and meditating on his words so that in your life you can apply it. So, like this, Maharaj just mentioned about humility. We try to think like ourselves, like this is what Maharaj just mentioned. When someone advances more, then he will feel more that he's lower. And we see even Srimati Radhika, she has the highest love. But then when she saw this kumkum on the ground in Govardhan, and he's remembering the Pulinda girls, he's seeing the Pulinda girls, and she's telling that, oh, I don't have love as much as these Aborigine girls, or these village girls in Govardhan. So, like this, the devotees, when they become more advanced, then they actually feel this real humility. Now, sometimes we have also to understand humility, because some people, they think that humility is just a behavior. So when we say, when we think humility is a behavior, a lot of people, they think, what is the behavior of a humble person? And then they try to imitate that behavior, and then they become proud. Like, look, I'm so humble. Like look how devotee I am. I don't answer back to someone like insulting me, or oh, I'm doing all these menial services like this. But really, real humility is that mood that Mahaprabhu is trying to teach us, how to become real servants. And that even includes not or even fighting for what is the truth. We can see this on Srila Prabhupada, for example. He does not tolerate any apasiddhanta. And even Mahaprabhu himself was telling, you should be humble in the straw in the street, all this instruction of being humble. He himself wanted to kill Madai and Jagai. So we have to understand situations. Like for yourself, then you don't consider, you feel humble, but when you see some aparad or some like insult against a Vaishnava or against the teachings of our Guru Parampara, then these things you do not tolerate. But for ourselves, then we should be more tolerant than the tree. Mahaprabhu is telling. Now, one day we were just looking at the tree, and we see that like they're cutting the trees, and people urinate on the trees, and now they're even putting cement around the tree, and the tree continues to give its services, giving shade and fruits, like that. So, like it is said, Vaishnavas, their ornament is their humility. You can see they shine, and they're giving beauty to the Vaishnavas. The people see this as their ornament. You will see them very humble, like this. But once someone tells something against the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or against a Vaishnava, another pure devotee, then these devotees will never tolerate that. Of course, they respectfully will correct all these misconceptions. So, like this, if a person, if a jiva comes in contact with Sri Guru and takes shelter of Sri Guru, and by this he advances, and it said that surrendering in this humble state of mind and learning all the service moods from Sri Guru, then quickly, very rapidly, he will progress and be able to gradually taste his eternal nature, as we are all like Sat Chit and Ananda, like parts and parcel of Krishna. Maharaj was mentioning that by quality we are same to Sri Krishna, but by quantity we are actually very minute. But by quality, that means we are also eternal, Sat, and we're Chit, we're also full of knowledge. And Ananda meaning happy. This is our natural condition. Now when we say about Chit or full of knowledge, we have to understand that in the spiritual world, what is really this knowledge? Knowledge means this sambandha gyan. In the spiritual world, where you are really knowing your real knowledge, you have this real knowledge of your relationship with Sri Krishna and everyone in the spiritual world. So that is the real knowledge. And then there's Ananda, of course, the happiness. And what is that? That's Premananda, the love or the happiness in love. So in the perfect condition of the jiva, by mercy of Sri Guru and following all the instructions of Shastra and the sadhus, then they can actually attain this condition where Maya is no longer influencing them, but they are in that condition of real Satchit and Ananda. Of course, in the spiritual world, there's also Maya, and that's Yoga Maya. But different from this material world where Maya is making us think that we are God, we are the enjoyer. In the spiritual world, there's also Yoga Maya, and that also makes some kind of illusion, but in a way that God and the devotees will relish more love. That there's no more awe and reverence even, there's no concept of God. Like in Braj, they don't see Krishna as God like in Vaikuntha, but they see Krishna as their only beloved or their friend. And so I don't want to spend so much time.